What's going on YouTube? YamaYari. Welcome to the channel, and in today's episode we're doing something a little different. No, we're not working on the 2021 MT-09, and no, we're not working on the 2018 R1. What we're going to be doing today is a favor from my buddy. His name is Tranqui. He actually lent me his motorcycle to do some upgrades for him. So not only do I get to work on this amazing machine I'm fixing to reveal to you, but I also get to ride it now. That's a good win-win for both of us. So he's gonna get some parts and some upgrades, and I'm gonna get to ride a nice machine for the weekend. So if you guys want to check it out, stick around, stay tuned, and enjoy. If any of this content interests you, do me a huge favor. Don't forget to hit the like button. If you want, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification to be notified of all new uploads. Guys, as you can see right here, we have a 2021 GSXR 1000R by Suzuki. Now this bike is one of their fastest street bikes besides the Hayabusa in the market. And this thing looks absolutely beautiful. I love that flat gray. I love the blue wheels, obviously, because both my bikes have blue wheels. It just is an amazing bike. I actually drove it here to the house and I was super comfortable. So I could probably ride this bike a lot longer than I could on my 2018 R1. Now guys, as you know, we are going to be changing a few things here. Number one, these front turn signals are butt ass ugly. These things look like they came off a 2001 Gixxer, let alone a 2021. I mean, this thing still has a light bulb. If you could look in there, it looks like a light bulb that would be on the back of an old Ford Bronco. So I'm really surprised that they went with a turn signal for the front like this, because aesthetically it looks horrible. We're gonna be removing these, and we're going to be removing this huge whale tail that's back here. Now I know some guys are gonna say, well, it keeps water off the bike, it's got reflectors, da 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 da. So guys, we're in Florida. These things come off ASAP. So guys, the TidyTail he chose to go with is from New Rage Cycles. I really enjoy these products. I have this on my R1. Super nice. I already opened the box. It comes with a built-in turn signal. This is actually the mount for the plate itself. This is the bottom that's gonna cover the big whale tail hole. And he ended up going with, of course, my favorite brand, TST Industries, for the front turn signals. The front should be pretty easy to do. There's gonna be some work involved in removing the plastic to get to the back of it to install these lights. What's gonna be a little more involved is the back. We have to remove this plastic that's here, remove this to remove the seat, remove the back seat, and then we have to actually uninstall this whole rear plastic in order to gain access to the screws that are holding this down. Welcome back. Sorry I couldn't finish it yesterday. Had some stuff to do, but we're going to continue on today. What we're going to do is first remove, I believe, this side fairing here. Then we will remove this on both sides, so then we can remove the seat and gain access to the back. All right, guys, so it's always scary working on someone else's bike, but there are two rubber grommet fasteners that are here. Once you remove the bolt that's here, you have to pop this one off first, kind of reach back in here, pop this one off second, and then all you have to do is just flip this over and it'll unhitch with this little flange. It'll kind of just basically whoop, come out from there. So definitely a little intimidating, but we got this side done. Next side should be pretty easy. All right, guys, now you're gonna need a 5mm to take off this bolt that holds down the seat. Okay, now to remove the seat, just pull it up and it should just slide out. You see those little rear tabs? They kind of slide into here, so you kind of gotta pull it out and up. Now go ahead and just undo the back. That's pretty easy. Now the next part's a little entailed. You got to remove this screw here with a 4mm. There's one here as well, one here as well. Then you got a 5mm here. There's a couple of push pins here that we got to remove. And then on the bottom side, as you guys can see, push pin here, and two on that side. And I believe this whole plastic piece should come out. So we shall see. Now guys, when you're removing these little push pins, every bike is different. Obviously Yamaha's look a little different than these, but I have this little spudger tool. Now I know you guys don't know what this is, but this is like a little pick tool that I used to use when I worked for the phone company. Kind of like picks really small wires. So I'm kind of fortunate to have this tool, but I just basically stick it in here and just count, you know, corner turn it, and then this whole little push clip just pops off. Once you get all that removed, there is a fastener, like a rubber grommet fastener here that kind of holds in. You can see it right there. There's one on each side, so go ahead and just kind of barely push this out. I kind of look at it while I do it. Boom. Now it's kind of loose there. And I believe we can, yeah, this whole thing should slide out. So guys, really intimidating working on someone else's bike. Obviously, Tranqui, you're watching this video. Dude, I don't want to mess your stuff up. So trying to be nice. So anyway, once you remove this, kind of finagle this out the way, as you saw, I just kind of pulled this side, and pulled backwards at the same time. And the whole thing just kind of slides off like a glove. Once you do that, then these 4 screws that are here, I believe it's these 2 here, and then there's 2 on the other side. Those are what's holding on this mammoth of a whale tail, I believe. From there, we're pretty golden. So let me figure out how to get this thing out the way. It does have blue Loctite, so it's pretty stiff, but once it breaks, even though it's tight, it will come loose. All right, guys, these 3 wires that are here are what is feeding this whale tail. So you have this black connector here. I went ahead and did that one just to test it out, but it's got these nice little flanges that are here. You see that? You could either just kind of stick something under there. Like, again, I have my little tool here, but you can just kind of pry that open just a little bit and then just pull it, and it should come out. There's that one. Once I undo this, the last couple of screws, this is going to fall off. I just want to be able to slide it out. That's what I'm talking about. You see how these 3 go into the whale tail right here? So once I undo these last couple screws, this is going to fall out. I just want to be able to slide it out completely. All right, guys, just so you can see, there's a screw that's right here that actually goes downward into the whale tail. So this screw here, it goes downward into the whale tail. It's past this light assembly, so it's kind of tucked in here pretty well. I tried to access it with like a screwdriver, like through the very top, but I could not get it. So I have to access this screw. So I have this little tiny kind of ratchet screwdriver that I'm going to use to undo this. And once I remove that screw that's here, it should fall. All right, now that was for some reason in no video that I saw. So just patience, some common sense, and just some snooping around. You can find little screws like that, which really threw me off. So I'm glad I found it, because if not, you know, you can probably break something. All right, guys, next step is to unplug this, and I'll show you why. Go ahead and unplug this light again. It's just a little clip here, and you're gonna kind of have more slack to pull this down. And in that hole that I was telling you about, they actually give you this little, it's called a well nut. This well nut has to go thread side down through the plastic, so it has to go this way straight through. And now what that's going to do is going to help you install later. So that little hole again is tucked in behind this little curved part of the plastic, so the well nut has to be this way straight down. All right, guys, next step is to put this bracket. You're going to have to use the 2 screws that came with it, and they give you these washers. The washer is going to go in between the bracket and the subframe. Once the bracket is installed correctly, go ahead and get the plate that's with the kit, and it uses a T25 screw to hold it in place. So guys, easiest way to set this up is to kind of mock it up before you do it. Now, if you look at it here, I have it all built already. You're going to have the screw, then a spacer. There's 2 that's provided. Then the license plate bracket, and then that's going to mount to the bracket that we installed that's under that plate that's there. All right, guys, next thing is to figure out the wires. I'm assuming that this white is going to go to the white. Now, these aren't really indicated which ones are right, which ones are left, so we'll just have to, you know, trial and error, 50-50. We'll turn on the bike, turn on the signal, and then plug it in and see which one it is. I'm sorry. So that is the right blinker. Then I'll go ahead and do the left just to double check it. And there we go. That is the left. So we start setting up that plastic. We'll get these all routed in. Man, that looks so much better, guys. So clean out. This plate is pretty tucked in. So if he wants to, he could always bend this plate, you know, hold it softly and kind of bend the plate down a little more for more visibility from the back. Yeah, that looks pretty dang good. All right, guys, as you can see already, to get access to these front turn signals that are here, everything is gonna be on the inside of this bike. Now, I did already remove these inner plastics, but as you can see here, they're just push pins all the way around. It does have a little hook that's right here. There's that hole I was talking about. So it's got one there, just above the horn, there's another hole. That's where this piece of the plastic is gonna slide into. But once you push those pins, you just pop everything out. I did the sides first and then the center, and the center just kind of slid out. And that's so you can get room right here into the inside of the lights. That way you can go ahead and remove bolt here on this side. There's a bolt here on this side that holds this light. And once you unscrew this bolt, you'll pop this off, pop the other one off, and we can go from there. So I went ahead and removed that bolt. And once I did, this light basically started coming off. Now there is a clip from the inside you have to access here, but it's just like the rear tail light. You just basically pull this little flange up and just pull it, and it disconnects the light. And now we have this accessible to go ahead and put on our TST front turn signal. All right, guys, so per TST's website, the side of this grommet is gonna go towards the light. So you go ahead and just feed those wires through here. And then they're basically gonna lay flush against the light like this. All you have to do, which I've already done this first one, take the wire and go through the plastic. And from the inside, they provide this plastic beige looking nut that's a fastener. You have to tighten that down, and it actually screws on, and it'll put pressure onto the light in the spacer and hold it in place. All right, guys, next thing you're gonna do is take the factory harness and plug in the TST tail that you purchased separately from your light, because it doesn't come with it. And then once you do that, you just snap it in place and then plug this in, color coded, you know, yellow to black, black to yellow, into the actual light wiring. Then what I'll do is I'll just tighten this up, I'll tie wrap it, and then I'll put back the plastics, and we'll go from there. Now off to the other side. All right, guys, once you got the lights set up on both sides, go ahead and reverse your plastics in the order of like right, left, or left, right, and then the center. It makes it a lot easier if you do the sides first and then do the top last. All right, guys, last but not least, what I like to do is check all the fasteners, make sure all my push pins are nice and flat, flush, make sure everything is nice and tight, kind of pull on things, make sure nothing's rattling or coming apart. And after that, you should be good to go. And then we'll go ahead and end this video. All right, guys, she's all done. The 2021 GSXR 1000 is looking amazing. I'm sure Tranqui is gonna be super excited to get this beast with these new upgrades. And actually, I enjoyed doing it. It was pretty simple. I mean, once you start working on your bike and other bikes, a lot of this stuff is just repetition, except it's a different model. So, you know, you got to be careful not to pull something and break something apart. But little by little, we got it done. It looks a lot better. And I wanted to bring you guys something a little different to the channel than just the 2021 MT-09 and the beautiful Nebula R1. So, guys, remember, be blessed, ride safe, and take it easy on them filthy streets. You got to work on Monday. Peace.